Kamala Harris recently appeared on The Breakfast Club just last week, where she made some comments that sort of rocked the boat. She made a statement about Colin Kaepernick, and she said that the Kaepernick anthem kneeling controversy was the work of Russian bots. She said that the bots are coming after her, and the Russian bots came after Kaepernick. The Kaepernick knee bending was not a thing if it weren't for Russia. Now, I know people are out there right now laughing. They're like, Tim Black, man, get out of here. What are you talking about, Tim Black, man? I know you're not a Kamala fan, but come on, man, keep it real, man. She didn't say nothing stupid like that. She didn't actually say that Colin Kaepernick was the thing of Russian bots, that Russian bots made that story big. Because I was right here the whole time, Tim Black. I was watching the President of the United States reference Colin Kaepernick from the bully pulpit of the highest office in the land.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired! When people like yourselves turn on television and you see those people taking the knee when they're playing our great national anthem, the only thing you could do better is, if you see it, even if it's one player, leave the stadium. I guarantee things will stop. Things will stop. Just pick up and leave.
The entire Cowboys team, including owner Jerry Jones,
boos can be heard,
a supporter of President Trump's, taking a knee.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out?
It's just the latest reaction in the league-wide response to the president's controversial word.
He's fired. He's fired!
This morning, the president's fiery words setting off a national firestorm.
He's now using sports as the platform to try to divide us.
Overnight, Oakland A's catcher Bruce Maxwell became the first MLB player to kneel during the anthem.
I really can't remember the momentum building on something like this.
NBA star Kobe Bryant tweeting, a POTUS whose name alone creates division and anger, whose words inspire dissension and hatred, can't possibly make America great again. A wide range of opinions shared by NFL fans across the country.
For our president to say anything but everyone should stand for the flag would be ridiculous.
Stand up for your flag. It's your country. Be proud of it.
We have a First Amendment in this country, and I think that allows people to express how they feel.
I agree with the president. We should be more respectful of the flag.
Meanwhile, former NFL star Reggie Bush tweeted he'd rather take a knee for Colin Kaepernick before standing with Donald Trump.
That wasn't a Russian bot. That was Donald Trump sitting up there saying that stuff that made that story big. And then it was on every news station. I saw it on MSNBC. I saw it on Fox News. I saw it on CNN. I saw it on ESPN. I saw it on FS1. I saw it everywhere. Everyone was talking about Colin Kaepernick and the knee bending and the kneeling. Those weren't Russian bots. That was everybody. How could Kamala Harris come out on The Breakfast Club and say, real smart people have told me that, referring to the heat that ended up, the heat that ended up. There's a lot of that going on. I don't know what that does. Does that make lies seem more real? Referring to that heat that ended up around the bend the knee and Colin Kaepernick, many smart people have said that actually was not a thing. What a flaccid comment to make. What an impotent statement. Like, I want to throw this out here, but I'm not saying it. Many smart people, who I will not name, have said this. It was Russia that made Colin Kaepernick's story big. It wasn't the marches it wasn't people, all those people burning those jerseys, guys, that was Russian bots doing that. Some people would not have cared about that if some Russian kid in his basement hadn't been tweeting about it under a fake account. They tried this same BS with the election. They said that people wouldn't have cared about Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, if it weren't for some Russians making Facebook groups about it. As if black people wouldn't have already been pissed off about all the cop killings. If it wasn't for Russia, no one would have talked about it. We'd have been quiet. We'd have like, oh, man, well, sometimes you got to shoot a 12-year-old in the head. Yeah, sometimes you got to shoot a man in a Walmart with a gun at Walmart that they sell at the Walmart that he's looking at because he black in a state that's open carry. Like, we'd have just been like, oh, that's fine, But if it wasn't for, like, Sergey and his friend Victor and Sergey from Lithuania or whatever, in their little Facebook group posting memes, we wouldn't even care, guys. We'd have been all good with it. This is the logic of a senator who tells us, I'm the best one to prosecute Donald Trump. You couldn't prosecute reality from your lips to the microphone at the Breakfast Club. But all of it, guys, was a segue in order for her to point out how much of a victim she is. See, up to this point, other people have been saying she's a victim of the Russian bots, the victim of the evil black men who call her fake person. She used this whole Russia thing, dragging Colin Kaepernick loose, like making the significance, rewriting history even, all because she wants people to think that anybody that criticizes her is somehow influenced by Russian bots. She doesn't want you to think that anybody is influenced by her record. As if her record of prosecutorial madness isn't enough for people to be off-put or put off by her. And then they go back and talk about how she was criticized by right-wingers about her ancestry. And look, man, me and Bishop Talbot, Swan and I, Bishop Talbot put out a video, was eloquently presented, very calm, relaxed, very, very, very to the point that anybody should be able to criticize Kamala Harris, and black men in particular should not be demonized or castrated or labeled misogynist, any of that. But my thing is, look, Kamala Harris, you are scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're proving what people already are thinking. I don't know who's on your team. I don't know who's advising you. But you're going to go back talking Russia. That's a stinker and a loser for the Democrats. That ain't going to help people like you more. By saying criticism of you is Russian-based. Okay? Some people like Russian dressing, but nobody wants to hear Russian bashing. And also you shouldn't pick a story that was so widely spread that there's no way Russia was behind the Colin Kaepernick salute knees. I mean, it was everywhere. That was a story that was literally everywhere. And it wasn't because of Russia. It's like The Walking Dead is the #1 show on TV at the time. Must be the work of the Russians. It couldn't be all the great acting. It couldn't be all the zombies and the storyline, the story arcs, the story, and the characters that were developed, the special effects, the gore, the screams, the anger of death and sorrow of our main characters being killed off one by one, making us want to pick it almost, driving some people to drink large, copious amounts of alcohol. No, that couldn't be it. Couldn't be that. It would have to be the damn Russians. And, of course, there's no data to present to prove this. I'm going to get off this story, but I just want to add one last thing. If somebody walks up and they tap you on the shoulder like this, just like that, with the index finger, just technically, that could be considered assault. Now, if somebody walks up and does one of them bottle top roundhouse kicks that turns the top off the bottle, you've seen it. But instead of hitting the top, they hit you upside the side of your head. Bam! That's also considered assault. Technically, both can be considered assault. the tap of the index finger and the roundhouse kick. What I'm trying to tell you is that this whole Russia thing makes no distinction between what we get bombarded with on our news, which would be the roundhouse kick that removes your head from your shoulders, nearly, almost decapitating you. But that's how much the difference is between what we get on our media bombarding during an election cycle of all types of media, on TV, on cable media, local media, and the tapping of the finger on the shoulder, well, that was Russia. Big difference in the amount of effect, big difference in the square inches per pound. But if you want to be a stickler and you want to be technical, they both can be considered assault. And that's the difference between what they say the Russians did, tap, 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 and what our cable media does every day when they push a candidate.